At the heart of this violent, bloody case is a love story. A very unusual love story.
This was Agatha Christie come to life.
It's not something I've given a great deal of thought to about where to dump bodies. But if I was driving from Moffat up to Edinburgh, I can't think of any other spot.
The Ruxton case is different.
Any investigation before the Ruxton case was ancient history because it changed the way that we investigate serious crime.
The public has been lining up for courtroom seats since before dawn. Latecomers are offering wads of cash for a position at the front of the line. An army of press from around the world are on hand to document every dark and dramatic moment.
Beyond Recognition is a new limited series coming to the Small Town Dicks podcast feed on July 19th.
Don't miss it.
I wanted to tell you about our podcast, Drew Blood's Dark Tales, hosted by me, Drew Blood. We're a weekly storytelling podcast where you'll hear hand-picked horror from our favorite authors, accompanied by full audio production and performed by yours truly. I invite you to search for Drew Blood's Dark Tales on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you do your listening. And subscribe for longer episodes each and every week.
Congratulations. You've reached the Amelia Project. A new life awaits. If you're not serious about this, hang up. If you continue, there's no way back. Leave your message after the beep.
Enter the offices of the Amelia Project and be ready for surprises, twists and turns. Follow the Amelia team as they help their clients fake their deaths and come back with new identities. Each episode is different. Each client coming to the death-faking agency has a unique story to tell. If death and disappearances, comedy and crime, mystery and magic sounds like your cup of cocoa, The Amelia Project is the podcast for you. Search for The Amelia Project wherever you find your podcasts. And remember, leave your message after the beep.
Hey, I'm Brooke. My friends and I perform spooky stories on our podcast 13. 13 is a movie for your ears with immersive sound design and music from our composer. And we're not reading you the same old ghost stories from Reddit. With original stories from our in-house writers and submissions from up-and-coming authors, 13 will make you smile, break your heart, and have you wishing for a nightlight. Atmospheric, slow burn, always spooky, and sometimes sexy. Our friends are some of the best voice actors and writers in our little corner of the podcast industry. So if you want to find out why those figures in black keep meeting by the water just before dawn, why you should never sleep in a room with an empty chair, or why you hear faint music echoing from the abandoned mall, join us by following 13 wherever you're listening right now. That's 13, the word, not the number, all spelled out. Bridget Howard keeps asking for my teeth. Wherever you get your podcasts.
Switch the recording on and then we can get started.
Naturally.
Yeah, listen, it's nothing to worry about. I'm recording all these interviews, so...
Do I sound worried?
No, sorry. Didn't mean to imply anything by that. Look, this is just a police interview in relation to the death of Dr. Andrew Fairfield.
That man...
We're not actually...
He says and he knows how to make trouble.
Well, I mean, that's not possibly how I...
Since I first met him, I knew, some people, they just generate chaos,
Oh, you first met him here, did you?
3 years ago. Antarctica, different base.
Oh, you work together?
Electrician and professor? No, not exactly.
Sorry, you were friends?
Well, there were like 400 people there. It was one of those giant fuck-off American bases, 5 pods, 2 floors, with a full-size basketball gym.
So you and Dr. Fairfield played basketball?
No way. I barely knew him. I mean, I knew he was there. We weren't... My ex-wife kind of knew him better.
Right. Okay, look, I should just complete what I was saying. The aim of this interview is to establish accounts from everyone stationed at Bowers Wilson to gain an understanding of the circumstances surrounding Dr. Fairfield's death and to establish the course of his dying. You are not suspected of committing any offence at this time, and as such, you're not under arrest, and this interview is not being conducted under police caution. Do you understand that?
Got it, boss.
Great. So could you just state your name,
You get
please?
me relaxed, I say something careless, then I'm fucked. That's how it works, isn't it?
I'm not looking to trip anyone up with these.
My name is Victor Chaval. And you should say your name now, right? For the tape, shouldn't you?
For the recording. No tape anymore.
Oh.
This is Detective Chief Inspector Tessa McAllister talking on the phone with Mr. Chabal. The time is 0140 GMT on the 26th of June, 2023.
Okay. Hit me.
Okay, so look, we're just trying to build a picture and we need yours and everybody on the base's help to do this. So can you describe your movements, please, the night of Dr. Fairfield's death?
Okay. Well, my alibi is I went to the canteen as soon as I finished work.
Yeah, what sort of time would that be, Victor?
6-ish.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, go on. I'll try not to interrupt anymore with any irritating questions.
Oh, did I say I was irritated?
Look, I irritate everybody, even the cat.
Oh, you have a cat. What kind?
You got to the canteen about 6. So, go on, please.
I got myself a drink, sat in one of the booths. Oh, you're really not going to interrupt, are you? No, I'll pretend to be you, okay? Who did you sit with? At the start, I sat with Bridget and Anders. What were you drinking? Well, it said wine on the label, but it really wasn't. Stellenbosch sewerage, genuinely appalling. Practically a crime against humanity.
Look, Victor, I'm not sure I really sound like that.
I'll get you. I was drinking something sold as wine. What was Anders drinking? I think Anders was drinking vodka. Bridget, beer, although it could have been alcohol-free lager. And then Gregory joined us, which is bad news, really bad news, that guy. When was that? Thank you. My Scottish accent is legendary. Huh?
Yeah, no comment.
That was after maybe half an hour. So we had to endure him for maybe another half hour. Now, he was drinking beer, definitely with the alcohol in. Mm-hmm. He was even talking about beer, actually. Jesus, why did God give us Canadians, huh? I mean, what are they for? Even the French, well, especially the French-speaking ones. Not that that's Greg. No, he's strictly American. 51st state. Eventually, God made up for his blunder, and Greg moved off to another table. Enough to make you believe.
Okay. So to confirm, at first you were with Anders Sorensen, Bridget Meisner, and Greg Fortin. Is that correct?
Yep, you cannot help yourself, can you? I believe Matteo Lombardi also joined that group for a while.
And at what point did Mr. Fortin move groups then?
It was after maybe an hour. It felt like 3 lifetimes plus a brief sojourn in hell, but still, he finally got the hint. He went and made Sienna's life worse. And Dr. Fairfield, see, I'm using the correct term. He went and pestered him for a while. Jesus, poor man. To think one of the last things he saw was Greg Fortin? That's cruel and unusual. Have you considered suicide? Well, you got the motive now. Greg would drive anyone to suicide. Hey, do you got a motive with suicide? Just wondering.
No, we don't. So I have you at this point still sitting with Anders, Bridget, and Matteo, right?
Yes. Equilibrium was restored. And then Matteo Lombardi moved across not long after Greg, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain to me what happened next?
I think people had some shots. I could see Bridget she was tiring of that whole false bonhomie birthday party thing. So I suggested a film. She immediately said yes, and Alice said no. I said, what? She said I'd been talking about Heat, and she'd never seen it. Could I bear to watch it again? Does the Pope shit in the woods, I said. She agreed. About the film, not about Pope Francis. And then I said, well, there's no time to lose, because it's like 3 hours long, that movie. So we stood up and left. We went to the games room to watch. What time was it? Maybe 9, maybe 4. I mean, if only we know we need to account for all our movements at night. It's a bitch. Your job, I mean.
Okay, look, I believe there was an argument that evening, yeah? People were upset with Drew over these secret recordings?
Yes, that is correct.
Had you left by then, or did you witness this?
Well, I think that was another reason Bridget wanted to watch a film. The atmosphere was bad.
Oh, so you did witness it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you explain it to me a bit more?
It was like a Coke can that had been shaken up. Felipe brought it up. The thing exploded. Everyone was very upset with Drew, with Keone, and some words were exchanged.
Yeah, could you elaborate, please, Victor?
Look, when I say exploded, it wasn't violent, if that's what you're reaching for. People just told Drew their opinion.
Yeah, what people? Who was that?
I don't wish to name names because it was a group event. Yes, Felipe started the conversation, but everyone joined in.
And did you join in?
I think I said I was unhappy with the situation.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Well, that was that, really. Bridget and I left them to it. Went to the games room. Then we placed the DVD in the DVD player. We pressed play. We watched the movie.
But the whole movie without a break?
She's got a bladder of a horse, that woman. It's a truly special skill, huh?
And did she enjoy the film?
How could she not? What if you do got me boxed in and I gotta put you down?
I will not hesitate, not for a second.
I should have known. I'm very on Vincent Hanna.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Drop of the hat?
Yeah, these guys will rock and roll.
Okay, my man.
Yeah, some film. Okay, tell me, look, after the film finished, then what?
Yes, Mateo and Johan were out looking for Drew.
Yeah, who did you hear that from?
I don't know if I knew they were out looking at that point, but Maria had popped ahead in earlier looking for Drew, and then I could hear her and Johan walk past at one point.
Oh, can you remember what time that was?
We were engrossed in the movie, so it was just background chat, But I think it was after the robbery scene, so later part of the movie.
Were you worried?
For who?
Sorry, for Dr. Fairfield.
No, there's no need to be. Maria couldn't find her boyfriend. I just assumed he'd gone for a walk.
Is that normal?
Nothing is normal here.
Okay. What did you do when the movie finished?
We stayed in there chatting. Then decided it was bedtime and went our separate ways.
Can you estimate a time for that, please?
Well, maybe. Right. It's a long film.
Yeah. Did you see Bridget go into her room?
Of course. A gentleman should always escort a lady to her door. You never know what type of ruffian might be lurking out there on the streets.
So you saw her go into her room, did you? And then on your way back to your room, did you pass anyone in the corridor? Anyone at all?
No. Presumably that was when the boys were out retrieving the last remains of Dr. Fairfield.
Right. So when you were in your room, if you don't mind me asking, what did you do then?
I went to bed. Well, sorry. Did my teeth first. Mommy always said floss, then sleep.
Right. Okay, well, thanks, Victor. You've been extremely thorough. So just let me recap for a moment.
Oh, I love a recap.
So you went to the canteen about 6. You drank with Anders Sorensen and Bridget Hoffman, Greg Fortin and Matteo Lombardi. Then Mr. Fortin moved away to join another group. After a while, you suggested a film, and Bridget Hoffman took you up on it, not Anders Sorensen. So you went and you watched Heat for the best part of 3 hours without a break. Then you walked Bridget Hoffman back to her room, and then you went to yours and went to sleep, right?
Where do I say?
Mm-hmm. Can I take you back to the canteen for a wee moment, Victor? I mean, it was a party. Did you not eat at any stage?
Oh, you've caught me out already. Yes, I ate what Scott had been known to call food.
Right. Do you remember what you had?
Wow. No, not a clue. That's how memorable that cuisine de Scott is, but I must have ingested something.
Mm-hmm.
It was a party of sorts for the solstice, so normally we think that's more of a buffet, but definitely not anything particular. You know, like one time we had Indian food for Jasleen's birthday.
Right. So, can you remember, was it before, during, or after whatever it was that you ate that Greg Fortin was with you?
Merci. That's it. Yes. He went and brought us over pizza slices.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Wow. That's actually a relief. Our dementia has not yet been diagnosed.
So you ate pizza, did you?
Yes, I believe Greg thought he was doing us a favour.
So you criticised him for his choice of pizza, did you, Victor?
Not criticise. That would be crass. No. Little like teasing, c'est tout.
Uh-huh. Would you say you enjoy teasing, Victor, light or otherwise?
You've got to. This place is not exactly a joke per minute. You've got to have a little bit of fun, liven things up.
Yeah, but do you feel you ever overstep the idea of fun, Sliding something that might be considered a wee bit thoughtless, even hurtful?
Thoughtless? No, it's all very thought through.
Oh, well, maybe even cruel at times.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, for example, we were talking about films. Apparently you insisted on telling Anders the end of Sixth Sense.
Who the hell told you about that? I mean, why did anyone ever bother with that?
Yeah, you did it though, right?
Oh, fucking hell. I mean, how could I know and he'd never seen it? No, seriously. You'd have to have lived down a mine for the last 2 decades not to have seen it. There's no way was that nastiness.
Yeah, but can I ask you, Victor, would you say that you enjoy winding people up, for the banter, as some folk call it?
What are you getting at, Detective?
I'm asking you, do you take pleasure from the discomfort of others, Victor?
The good old Schadenfreude. So unsurprising that the Germans have a single word precisely for this. But no, I'm French.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to liven things up on the base, yeah? Poke people, bring some humour to the situation.
Is this something about those secret recordings? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, I can't really disclose anything on this recording.
No. So listen, those fucking recordings, okay? They're a total disgrace. How dare they think they can do that to us?
You sound quite angry, Victor. Do you blame Dr. Fairfield for these recordings?
I blame Keone. They're total shits. Mean-fisted, exploitative, using bastards.
Right. So you see Keone as the principal offenders in this issue, do you?
Oh, Andrew. Dr. Fairfield was just their whipped boy, happy to do whatever they wanted. That doesn't make him innocent, huh? He's like those the concentration camp guards who say, it wasn't me.
That's a wee bit extreme, isn't it, Victor?
Oh, so stupid. My point is, he's not innocent. He's not just obeying orders. Why should I be his case study? I didn't sign up for that. Yes, I know. I signed it away. I know it was in the contract, but that was a gunman's trick. Total con.
Right, so you feel that Dr. Fairfield deliberately misled you, right?
That was just shitty. But the real damage is done by all his psych tests. What the fuck do they prove? More stupid American nonsense.
Sorry, which tests are you referring to?
Everything. I knew a guy, a really good Poli, good hard worker, but he did one of these new psych tests and he got fired. It was a total disgrace. And Tom was one of the best I've known. I trusted with my life. And somehow these stupid tests said he was a risk.
Well, maybe there were aspects of his personality that you
Well,
weren't privy
he
to.
killed himself. Do you get that, right? Tom got fired, got sent back. Big special flight just for him. How humiliating is that? He gets home and he talks himself. Unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he flunked some nerd tests and then the report from some dipshit like Drew destroys him.
Right. Are you saying that Dr. Fairfield wrote that report about your friend?
That's not the point. The point is this whole psych profiling myth. It's as real as a myth. I mean, we've been coming to the ice here for years. We've never had this balls-aching mental health shit. We don't need our mental fucking health checked. What even is mental health? What matters is whether you do your job. Tom did his job. He did it fucking well. And suddenly a whole lot of psychs say he didn't. It's like saying the sky is green and the earth is blue. It's n'importe quoi.
Look, I'm sorry about your friend, Tom, Victor.
Wasn't really a friend. It's a nice guy I knew. And he didn't deserve what happened.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you, Victor, did you have any trouble with your test, the one that you did with Dr. Fairfield?
I'm a virtuoso. Get that.
Oh, virtuoso? Right, sounds like you've got nothing to complain about.
So controlling. Putting us all into 16 boxes? That's almost as bad as star signs. No, it's worse. Myers and Briggs think they make sense.
But you don't want to be a virtuoso?
I don't like anyone creating the story of me. What right has he got to do that?
Well, Drew would say it's to help with your development, right?
It's to help him develop me into what he wants me to be and to present me as some typical virtue. I don't fucking know.
Okay, I see.
I mean, why does he get to do that? To me?
Thing is, I'm curious about this, Victor, because, like, for instance, you didn't seem to feel the same way when you reported Luca Coetzee as typical...
He did that to himself. That's totally different.
Yeah, could you explain that to me then?
What he was doing was perving. If you want to do that kind of thing, that's why they invented the internet. Use it. You don't get to use me for your kicks.
What, you didn't think of talking to him about it yourself before you took it further? No?
Repeat offender. He'd been warned off after Anders. A shallow learning curve or what? Anders should have sorted it the old-fashioned way.
And what does that mean, the old-fashioned way?
Little gentle re-education. That's how we used to do it, before all these rules, process. Everything has a process now.
Sorry, re-education, what do you mean by that? You mean violence?
I mean a good talking to, till someone understands.
And then what happens if they don't want to sit there and be talked to?
They do. They always do.
Right. So how are you and Luca Coetzee getting on now?
He avoids me. It works.
Right. No further incidents?
Not with me.
Okay. And the Mark Rennick incident, Victor, if I can ask you about that, the event, as I believe you guys call it. What did you make of that?
Yeah. Well, I've seen Winter Over Syndrome before, but that was bad. Off the scale.
But it did look like the syndrome to you, did it?
What else?
Could you explain to me, Victor, what Winter Over Syndrome normally looks like?
You can Google it. Oh, yes. The great doctor has a different theory, right? He said it couldn't be. It had to be drugs.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? We all have to fit into one of his 16 boxes, and as soon as we don't know, it has to be something else. It has to be drugs. Can't just be that maybe the doctor got it wrong in the first place. Can't be that maybe everyone doesn't fit into 16 boxes. There's got to be someone slipping in narcotics.
Look, so, do you see it more simply, do you, Victor?
Look, the syndrome is shit. It's the worst. But it happens. And this time, it happened to poor old Marco.
You don't think he could have been drugged?
If anyone's drugging him, it's fucking Dr. Drew. He's working him like a rat in his experiment, running him around a maze, but tanked up on benzos. Oh, I'll whack some of this into Rennick, see what happens next. Oh, shit, that's happened.
And you sound quite angry about this, Victor. How do you feel about Mark being locked up? Do you think that's unfair?
It's going to be a long, long winter for the guy. Not sure I could do it.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a choice, does he?
No. But it's Johan's call. We don't get to argue.
Right. Do you wish that there was more discussion around it?
American corporations. They have to control everything. Totally. Everyone.
Right. So I'm guessing you weren't surprised then to discover that they're fitting your coats with tracking devices, right?
It was news to me. Totally unsurprising news.
They hadn't told you about the trackers?
Look hard enough, it'll be there in this small print. They'll have told us. I haven't even unwrapped my jacket. I work around the base. I don't need to go look at ice.
What, you don't go outside? Not even for a change of scene?
Sure, I go out, but I use my own gear. I get pretty filthy doing my job. I like it. Anyway, Anders hasn't unwrapped his either. We're old school.
Right. Okay, Victor. Look, just one more thing, I think. We're asking everyone for their phones just so we can download the data on them. So if you wouldn't mind giving...
You cannot be serious.
Look, we need to form a full picture of
I
all the
am not okay with this. Not at all.
The download will be entirely confidential. You've got nothing to worry
Control,
about.
man. You just have to have control.
Victor, it only takes about an hour and you get your phones straight back.
There is no way I'm letting Johan crawl through my phone.
It's not Johan, it's... I've actually got Luca Quetzi doing the downloads.
Ow. Wow.
Yeah, look, Victor, it's his area of expertise. He's absolutely no access to the data. He just plugs it in and it comes straight to us. I promise you.
You know, we
won't be
got
looking
him dark web Luca.
Look, I can see that might be uncomfortable for you.
No. I wasn't comfortable with this at first, and now I'm even less. No way. No. I've got a choice, right?
Yeah, you do.
Keone aren't making it a term of contract?
Not yet. No, they're not.
Typed in to font? No. Good. Well, then I'll wait till they do, all right?
Yep, that's all right. Okay, that's fine. All right, Victor, thanks. I think I'm going to end it here. Oh, look, just before we stop, can I ask you, are you left or right-handed? Victor, can I just ask you, are you left or right-handed?
Right.
Okay, thanks. Is there anything you want to ask me before we stop the recording and end the call? Anything at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, great. Well, thanks again, Victor. I'm going to stop the recording now, right? The time is 02:02 GMT.
Get all the files now. Sign up at coldtapes.com and go ad-free.